Hi everyone, Richard here. Welcome back to Curriculum Mapping with G Suite. In today's video, we're going to look at integrating course overviews into your Curriculum Mapping Tools add-on. So just to frame this a little bit, this process is exactly the same way as adding unit planners to your curriculum map. So we've sort of adopted that process and changed it to meet the needs of course overviews. So I'm going to walk you through sort of the necessary files to do this, and we'll look at a demonstration of how it works and what modifications you would need to make in your existing Curriculum Mapping Tools add-on to integrate this into your deployment. So to start out with, we're going to simply look at what's needed. You're going to need a folder that will house all of the course reviews. This will be sort of controlled by AppScript, so AppScript will be automatically putting the files in this folder for you. You will need a course overview template, so this is a very simplistic one, but and on that template you would want to have some of the more static information as tags, because this will be data coming from the course overview form that will be merged onto this document, and the rest can be left open. And again, you can modify this template any way you like. The form itself is very much similar to the unit planner request form. In this form, we ask for the document ID in question 1. Again, this will be pre-filled in your deployed add-on, as you've observed. And then we're going to have a drop-down question for the course name. You can include your grade levels as a checkbox question to accommodate multiple grade level selections, and then a subject area. And that's it for the form. So with the form, there is a response sheet. So attached to this response sheet, there is a app script that is triggered on form submit. This is the app script that actually makes your course overview and puts it into the folder. So as you can see, we are getting values from the spreadsheet, and then those are the values that are replacing the merge tags in the document. And the final step is it's naming the document according to the course name. So it's already taking care of managing how you name your files as well for you. Then there is the Data Studio template. So this, of course, is very similar to what you're using for your unit planners. So there is an app script attached to this Google Sheet as well. And it looks very similar to the Curriculum Map one, except this one says define the course overview folder, connect the form response sheet, import the form response sheet, manually list course overviews. And if you wanted to, these typically don't change that much, but you could have it just relist them every night if you wanted to have the latest update date displayed in your Data Studio table. And then the last file and most important file is the app script file. So I'm going to go ahead and open that and walk you through how to make changes to that particular file for your add-on. So your add-on has a code.gs file, and the only change you're going to make to that file is adding an item to the menu. So you can use this naming convention if you want, but we're adding the new course overview to map option. And that's the only modification of that file. So we're not going to touch the sidebar HTML, we're not going to touch the custom function or the key concepts or the PYP or the sidebar JavaScript or the style sheet. But we are going to create a new .gs file. And it's very short. It's just 30 lines long. And again, this is pretty much an exact replica of the sidebar or of the code.gs file beginning with the show sidebar. So if you kind of look back and forth, you're going to see some of the similarities. In this case, we're not going to check if the course overview has already been submitted or not, because this is not meant really to have that sort of back and forth interaction, so that piece isn't in this piece of code. And you'll notice how this is going to create a sidebar, or an HTML sidebar. We're calling this overviews. And this file is essentially the same as this one. In fact, they are almost identical. The only change you're going to make is notice there is a doGet2 in this one, right? Because we're calling back a different function as opposed to the doGet1. So that's the only change. The only change is in this one you're going to add a 2 to the doGet. And then of course in your course overview app script, you'll want to have the form ID of your course overview form while it's in edit mode. And then you want to be sure that your HTML file name matches your HTML file name here. So that matches that. This one also matches that. And then whoever you want to be the owner of that document, because we are also making sure that the organization is the owner of the course overview file, even if it's created by somebody else. So this essentially hands over ownership of the document to the curriculum account when you open that sidebar. And that's what that looks like. So if we test this out, here's what it looks like. We're going to test this as an add-on. Here's our course overview template. And if we go ahead and find our curriculum mapping tools add-on, we'll notice we have a new option called Add New Course Overview to Map. I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's going to open the Google form in the sidebar, pre-filling the document ID question. I can go ahead and create a course from a course name. We'll say it's Math Advanced. Maybe it's a grade 9 course, and it's mathematics as the subject area. So I'm going to go ahead and click Submit. This will now send the data to this active document that's open and rename it. And it also has placed the file in our course overview folder, Math Advanced. So now when we want to build our the Data Studio piece, to not disturb the original template, I'm going to go ahead and just make a copy of this one. Here it is, and so we can go through the steps just as we would with the unit planners. We're going to define first the course. We're going to authorize first. So we need the ID of our course overview folder. Again, this will store the ID in the script properties. So this is our folder ID. And that part is done. And then we're going to connect the form response sheet. So our form response sheet is this URL. Just paste that in. So now it pulls in the data, and you may need to authorize it to allow access in cell A1. You can simply click in there and click allow if you're not seeing your data there. But now we want to bring it in with the document ID in column A. So what we do is we delete the tab. can just move on to step 3, and it's the same URL that we're going to paste into the dialog box. And this time it's going to bring a document ID, the course name, grade levels, and subject area into the import sheet. And this allows us to then merge this information into our Files tab when we list them. It'll align it properly. So now we're ready to move on to the manually list course overviews. So I'm going to do this from the Files tab. It's going to populate my headers automatically, and I can just hit the Start menu to start processing. It's going to list my files and fill out the rest of the Data Studio. And then you can turn this Google Sheet into an actual Data Studio report and embed it on your Google site. So I hope this kind of helps explain in the way of integrating this into your existing add-on. And again, this could be just another tab on your Google site for people and for your teacher, faculty, and staff to consult. So thanks for watching. Bye.